Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. Big win for Donald Trump. That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. As we've stated, Mr. Trump won the election because of his economic vision. He promised to stop American corporations from sending blue-collar jobs overseas.
Companies like Carrier are firing their workers and moving to Mexico. Ford is moving all of their small car production to Mexico. When I'm president, if a company wants to fire their workers and leave for Mexico or other countries, then we will charge them a 35% tax when they want to ship their products back into the United States. And they won't leave, believe me.
Well, now the Carrier Corporation says it will stay in Indianapolis, saving 1,000 jobs. No question, President-elect Trump, using Vice President-elect Mike Pence, put the arm on Carrier. The president can do a lot of damage if he or she chooses to. Carrier wised up fast, and the folks know Trump is the reason.
I would like to tell him thank you for going out of your way and taking your holiday away from your family and working on the Carrier and employees deal and sticking to your word and going to bat for all of us at Carrier.
Now, if Mr. Trump continues to fulfill promises, he will gain much-needed support in Congress. Right now, no Republican would dare defy Trump after a victory like Carrier. In the long run, there are two things that Donald Trump needs to do to achieve a successful presidency. First is to foster an environment where good-paying jobs are created in the USA. And the second is to stop the chaotic enforcement of immigration law, which by extension protects us from terrorism. Now, it's quite clear to Talking Points that the Obama administration and Hillary Clinton put the needs of immigrants, some of them here illegally, above the needs of working folks. For the past 8 years, President Obama has encouraged illegal alien amnesty for certain groups, sanctuary cities, and a colossal welfare state. Meanwhile, the folks out in Indiana and other places are being laid off because corporations want to make a few extra bucks by moving to Mexico or another foreign country. Trump said enough. Thus, he won the election. Summing up, Donald Trump off to a good start with the Carrier deal. He might, though, adopt a new motto with a nod to Teddy Roosevelt. Tweet softly, but carry a big stick. And that's a memo. Now for the top story reaction. Joining us from Miami, Bernard Goldberg. You're not a big Trump guy, or at least you weren't. Are you modifying your opinion a bit?
You know, when people say, I'm glad you asked me that question, I am really glad you asked me that question. It's not so much that I don't think you get it, but I want to make this statement to the most loyal Trump supporters. I'm not an ideologue, okay? When Donald Trump lied during the campaign, when he was vindictive during the campaign, when he mocked people who didn't deserve it, I pointed that out, and if he does it again when he's president, I will continue to point it out. And when he does something good, as he did in Indiana, when he saved 1,000 jobs that belong to real people who won't be out in the street, I am gladly congratulating him for doing that.
Okay, but it's more than that, and let me frame the question this way. If Hillary Clinton had won the election, Carrier would be going to Mexico, right? Would you agree?
That's right.
Okay. Hillary Clinton doesn't give a bunny's butt about jobs going out of this country. I can't even remember her even addressing the issue. So what Trump promised, he, at least this time, fulfilled. So that, therefore,
absolutely,
as a politician, not a guy, not a tweeter, not a businessman, but as a politician right now, you have to say his status is moving up, is it not?
Absolutely. Let's look at what he did that Hillary Clinton or Barack Obama or Bernie Sanders probably couldn't do. If Barack Obama or if Hillary Clinton had won, or if Bernie Sanders had won, went to an American corporation and said, you're not leaving this country, conservatives on talk radio and some on this channel would have been all over Obama or Clinton or Sanders saying, you can't tell a private company
I don't know
what
about
they can
that.
do.
Not in this economic
Well,
climate.
hold on. But I don't think they would say, I think conservatives would have attacked Barack Obama. That's what I think. But just as Nixon was the one who opened the door to China, if McGovern had won in 1992, not 1992,
no,
1972.
Right, 72.
He could not have opened the door to China because conservatives would have said he's cozying up to a bunch of communists. So Donald Trump did what would have been, let's say, much more difficult for Barack Obama or Hillary Clinton to do.
But they wouldn't have had the will to do it.
But he did it.
That's my point. They wouldn't have had the left would not have the will to do it. And that's the difference. Now, let me get on to something that we reported on Monday. 275 nuts, white power guys, show up in Washington, and who's there to greet them? 50 journalists, most of them national people. 275, 50. Farrakhan, and we used a clip of him, routinely goes out and talks to thousands of people, all right? Nobody shows up. Same kind of crazy rhetoric. Same thing, just a different color scheme. Can you explain that to me?
I think I can. I think I can. Journalists are attracted to stories that conform to their own preconceived notions or biases. So if they think, and a lot of liberals, both in the media and outside, see America through a very dark lens, they think there's far more bigotry in this country than there actually is. So you have 275 idiots out there spouting off Hitler stuff, and you have, according to the Washington Post, 50 reporters. That would be funny if it didn't tell you as much as it does about journalism. Bill, I have the latest FBI statistics on hate crimes from 2015. Only hate crimes involving race or ethnicity. In a country of 330 million people or thereabouts, there were 4,216 hate crimes. That's 4,216 too much, but it represents a tiny, tiny, tiny fraction of 1%. But if journalists believe that this is a country that's filled with racists, they will cover
Well, it's also to make
idiots.
Trump look bad because this whole narrative that Trump's a white power guy, they love that narrative. I got to run. Bernie Goldberg, everyone.